Alright, so we're doing a video today on 8.4, simplifying radical expressions. So simplify radical expressions. This is the notes. So this is where you're going to take some opportunity to make sure you write this down on the right hand side of your notes. And so it's just a one page right here. And then I'll have another video on some examples. So alright, so first things first, you need to know what a radical expression is, right? So radical expressions. Here's what radical expressions are. It's an expression that contains a radical. Go figure. Only that little symbol right there. So remember, if you just see a radical, that's really square root. It's what two numbers multiply each other to give you the number inside. If you see a 3, it means what number times itself 3 times would give you the inside number. If a 4, you know what number times itself 4 times, and so on and so forth. For the most part, though, you're going to just see square roots, sometimes some cube roots, but for today, it's just going to be square roots. All right. The other word you need to know is called simplest form. Simplest form, it's a radical, like that. Is in its simplest form if there's 3 different ways that you can do that. 1, no perfect square factors other than 1 are in the radicand, are inside the radical symbol. So for instance, over here, square root of 50. I know that 50 could be made up of 25 times 2, and 25 happens to be a perfect square, right? And so that will be simplified over here, and I'll show you how to do that later. 2, no fractions are in the radicand. Okay, so you can't have any fractions inside here, so you got to simplify that. And last but not least, no radicals appear in the denominator of a fraction. So if we have a fraction and the radical symbol is just on the bottom in the denominator, we have to change that a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. That would be the resulting answer right there. Okay, so feel free to pause the video and go ahead and put this information in your notes. Okay. Second part of your notes is the key concept. Okay, so the key concept today is called the product property of radicals. Product means multiplication, property of radicals. All right, so let's take a look what that says. In words, it says the square root of a product equals the product of the square roots of the factors. Huh? Yeah, it basically just says this. Look, if you have a square root, okay, and there's 2 things being multiplied inside, there's 2 factors, you could really just break it up. Square root of A times square root of B. And A and B have to be equal to or larger than 0. All right. So let's take a look at some numbers here in an example, see what that looks like. So the square root of 4x. Well, 4x is the same thing as 4 times x, so I can break those off. And then I can see that the square root of 4 is a perfect square, so therefore this part alone, and only that part, can turn into a 2. Whereas this part is not a perfect square, so we'll have to leave it alone. All right, so that's it on notes. The next video is going to be some examples that you can try out.